Welcome on board. This is another hotel check by In Bed with Luxury. My name is Charles Paddington. This time, our hotel adventures lead us to Portugal, to Madeira, and we are approaching Funchal, its capital. The palace we have chosen to check, oh please fasten your seatbelt now. The palace we have chosen to check is Portugal's most famous hotel, a legendary place on a sunny island full of flowers. Did I say sunny? Wait a moment, this is not the blue sky on the Madeira posters. I had expected something sunny like this. Anyway, in the 20s, Reid's palace promised its mainly British guests happy sunny days. No rain, no dust. The hotel management also promised an orchestra playing during bathing hours, afternoon and evening dances, and you could book an excursion including 2 strong men who would carry you in a hammock. Madeira is still the pearl of the Atlantic, and it's home of 300,000 people. But where is it exactly? Well, Madeira and its neighboring islands are located 520 kilometers from the African coast and around 1,000 kilometers from the European coast in the South Atlantic. Main attractions are Cabo Girao, one of the world's highest ocean cliffs. The botanical garden in Monte. The climate here is perfect for many plants. And the Levadas, an impressive system of water channels to bring water from the mountains to the farmlands. But for some, not the island, but a cliff-hanging palace on the south coast is the real destination. And this is Belmond's Reid's Palace. How was the island discovered? And why did it become so popular by seafarers and later by tourists? Well, in 1418, 2 captains under the service of the famous Portuguese Prince Henry the Navigator were driven off course by a storm. They landed on the shores of Porto Santo, the neighboring island. Madeira was discovered. Soon the island became the favorite stopover for European seafarers going down the African coast for 3 reasons. First, the unpopulated island had plenty of fresh, clean water. Second, no snakes, no bad insects. And thirdly, lots of woods, mainly dragon trees, perfect for ship repair and building. So the seafarers named the blessed island just Wood, in Portuguese, Madeira. But why did tourists come to Madeira? Easy. Because of the London fog. More than 400 years after the discovery of the island, in 1836, William Reid a 14-year-old Scottish cabin boy on a steamship with only £5 in his pockets arrived in Funchal and decided to stay. He started as a wine trader and soon began to rent out quintas, comfortable manor houses, to rich sun-seeking tourists. And finally, he started his dream project, a hotel as elegant and modern as the Savoy or the Ritz, but this time in Madeira. The demand was huge, especially well-off Brits who wanted to escape the smog and fog of British cities came in growing numbers. Even the world's most credible medical journal, The Lancet in London, strongly recommended Madeira as a healthy winter escape. The Reid's Palace opened in 1891, but tragically, William Reid had died 1 year before at the age of 51. His 2 sons took over and it became a great success. So, are you ready? Let's enter the Reid's, a hotel that is so famous for its afternoon tea terrace and for its very special guests. Like you and me now, Winston Churchill arrived at the Reid's in 1949 and he started to write his memoirs here. The lobby is much bigger, brighter and more modern than at Churchill's arrival. This was the old entrance and the dark wooden reception furniture is still there. The Reid's is an impressive palace on a cliff. There are 2 huge heated freshwater pools and 1 saltwater pool at sea level that can be reached by a lift. And there is this wonderful subtropical garden surrounded by the sun-sparkling waves of the South Atlantic. So many famous guests have strolled this botanical paradise. One of them was Elizabeth of Austria, world famous by the Romy Schneider Sissi movies. Sissi, as she was called, arrived 2 years after the opening of the hotel on the Holy Evening, 1893, and she stayed until February 5th. After that, the Reid's became a beloved hideaway of the rich and famous. Aristocrats like the Habsburgs, the Windsors, the Grimaldis from Monaco, royal families from Spain to Sweden, from Britain to Persia flocked in. The Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista, ousted by Fidel Castro, arrived at the Reid's in 1959 with 15 bodyguards, booked a whole floor and stayed for 2 years. Well, he had stolen $40 million from government in Cuba. Writer George Bernard Shaw learned how to tango in the Reid's. Rainer Maria Rilke wrote poems, and actors from Gregory Peck to Pierce Brosnan stayed here. I had tea at the Reid's. For many travelers, this sounds like a lifetime achievement. Yes, I saw the mountain gorillas in Uganda, the Victoria Falls, and I had tea at the Reid's. Is it really that impressive? It's you to decide by your own, but I enjoyed it very much. There are freshly baked scones, yummy finger sandwiches, and you can choose from 24 different teas. And well, there's the atmosphere and the elegance. To celebrate my afternoon tea achievement, I had a glass of champagne. All in all, for €54.50 plus tip. Cheers! Let us start our culinary tour at the cocktail bar. It has no name, just cocktail bar. Try the locals' favorite, a poncha. It's a drink based on sugarcane rum, lemon and honey. Or try the more refined fine poncha with gin. Are you up to very fine dining? Williams, a Michelin-starred gourmet restaurant named after the hotel founder William Reid, would be the right place. For my favorite place, you have to leave the hotel. The restaurant is the neighboring Villa Cipriani, an excellent Italian restaurant with a romantic terrace, and all belongs to the Reid's Hotel. Try eggplant parmigiana for €18.5 or linguine with lobster sauce and prawns for €25. And finally, there's the pool restaurant for breakfast and a perfect light lunch. But don't forget, there is a world outside the hotel. There are lots of good restaurants, fresh seafood, and all in all, Portuguese local dishes are delicious. Listen to this man's recipes.
How is it called, this dish?
The dish is called espetada. So they're gonna use the branch of the laurel. They're gonna clean. After that, they leave it to marinate the meat, the beef, part of the beef, little pieces of beef, with a lot of bay leaf, garlic, half an hour. Then they're gonna put in the branch, salt, barbecue. That is one of our main dish. And then you can eat with the typical bread of Madeira, that is called bolo do caco with garlic butter. So you use the bread like a dish, you take another one, you eat with your hands.
The Reid's offers 158 rooms and suites in different categories, from the basic classic room for €320 to different kinds of luxury suites. What you should know is that the hotel consists of 3 buildings. Rooms and suites in the newer wings have sea views too, but basically they look to Funchal and neighboring big hotels. If an unspoiled sea view is important for you, choose the oldest building, which you can see here in the back. Let's see now one of the most famous suites of the hotel, the George Bernard Shaw Suite. If you want to know which number is the favorite room of Mr. Paddington, well, then just check our website. Isn't this a breathtaking view? But don't forget to explore Madeira. A usual suspect is Monte with its tropical gardens and a wicked street toboggan ride. More unusual is a Land Rover trip to the mountains or exploring the island in a classic car. So see you next time at another In Bed with Luxury hotel check. Your Charles Paddington.